Today I'm talking to David Ligouy from France in honor of Bike to School Day. He has been traveling around the world on solar-powered bikes in 2018 and has biked more than 40,000 kilometers to spread the word about climate change, sustainable development, and world peace. Bonjour, David.
Bonjour, Robert. Nice to meet you again
Nice to meet
after the COP.
How many countries have you biked through?
I have done 28 countries in 5 continents. I have done Europe, Middle East, South America, Central America, and North America.
What was one of the coolest things you've seen?
The coolest thing of everything I have done it's the COP of Montreal because we have an agreement on $700 billion per year. It's enormous, and so this is our tax dollars. So $500, that's target 18. We have to eliminate and phase out $500 billion per year of ever seen in my life.
The slogan of your journey is "Don't bank the bomb, bank on the climate." Can you explain what that means?
We are siblings of the French resistance. We fight. My grandfather saved the life of 2 pilots, so we try that no more war. We had 2 world wars in France. We don't want a 3rd world war. So we don't want social tension. We want to secure peace. And to secure peace, you have secured first the nuclear bomb. So we banned nuclear bomb 2 years ago, the 22nd of January. 50 countries have ratified the resolution of the United Nations. It's called Treaty for the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, and now it's valid. But still, there's country like USA, we still finance it, but Canada can ratify the treaty. Canada didn't ratify it. It's very easy for you just to ratify the treaty, and it doesn't cost you any money. It just makes the world safer. And the second thing my NGO is the Mouvement de la Paix, the peace movement. So we want to secure the planet. So we say we want to secure biodiversity. And most people from the South, they don't want us to put money on killing the planet, on pesticide, insecticide. So we were very happy at what happened to the COP of Montreal. And the third project, it's called Bank on the Climate. So my last goal now is to do the same what we did at the COP Montreal for biodiversity. We want to do it for climate. And there is a lot more money has been misused. Tax dollars has been misused and is giving to the fossil fuel industry. So we can go at, and maybe you, Robert, can go at the conference of Dubai. There is maybe $5 trillion. We can get maybe 20%, so $1 trillion more. So at the COP of Montreal, we become trillionaire. Now we have the same to secure peace.
You want to create a fossil fuel-free future with efficient green transportation. What is the best way to do that?
I don't know if there's the best way, but the biggest problem, especially in Canada, because your country is so big and you need very secure vehicle when it's very cold. So you have to be very sure your vehicle is safe, and you have to ride long distances. But there is train. I took the train. So there is many ways. But me, I'm working on micro mobility. So I try, and I want to give people a solution. I want to help people to not use their car for micro mobility. I have a solar bike. It's a e-bike, and there's a solar panel on it. You don't need to plug it. If there is sun, you don't need to plug it. You don't even need battery, actually. When there is sun, you just can use it. So I'm here in Mexico now. There is a company. It's called Mac Manufacturing. And we want to produce motors patent-free for poor people. And most poor people are women. And maybe there's people in jail. We try to offer them a job to produce a motor. We have a jail here on 50 kilometers from here. They are producing for 1 kilowatt inverter. You can have a solar panel, 10 meters square in your roof. That's the second biggest problem in Mexico. First problem, over 50% of greenhouse gas in Canada is done from transportation. Here, it's a bit less. So if we do 40 minutes, okay, that's what I want to do. For me, one of the best way is to produce a kit of conversion for bikes, for micromobility, not for long distance.
According to the last IPCC report on solutions, climate change in 2022, mitigation of climate change, we have around 20 months left to get CO2 emissions to come down, and then 5 years to decrease our emissions by 50%. 2/3 of the emissions are coming from transportation and electricity generation. We need to act quickly. On a large scale with simple ideas, what can we do to make this happen?
Yeah, Canada have to reduce by 150%. It's easier to talk about 5 tons. Everyone has to go to 5 tons. And that's to be the same. Canada cannot go to 10 tons and other one can go to 2 tons. So it's better to say reduce by 50%. It's not true for Canada. Canada has to reduce by 150%. Your average consumption is 50 tons and you have to go to 5. So you have to divide by 3 in 5. So it's very hard for Canada, even worse for USA. But here in Mexico, they have to reduce a bit less than 50%. They have to reduce by 43% in 7 years. So kit of conversion, we're going to do 20% in 7 years. So we have to produce something like 40 million kits. So we're going to make pop-up manufacturing production line everywhere in the States. There's different states in your country. We're going to start in Baja California and try to make it everywhere. And so it's going to be pop-up factories. And after that, when we are successful, we can make them in bamboo to reduce CO2 from the metal production. And if they don't have electricity, we can make solar station, charging station. And if they are living in a very remote village, we're going to make solar bamboo trailers to recharge the bike.
You biked through Canada and then went to COP15 at the same time I was. Why was it important for you to be there?
Save the planet for biodiversity. We are very late already, and that's what happened. I think we saved it. Not for a long time, but now it was very important. And I was University of Sherbrooke, and for the radio, it's called À nous le futur, to us the future. Now I know the COP is important, but it's not the most important. The most important is what you are doing after the COP. I know, for example, Montreal has joined, Quebec joined, Sherbrooke has joined. Over 50% of the cities of the county, of the region of Estrie, has ratified the resolution of Montreal. So it means they are going to ban 50% of toxic subsidies, killing biodiversity, bees, etc. The COP is going to be a success if everybody decentralize power, if everybody do his job, respect the goals, the 4 goals and the 23 targets. So for me, it's amazing. It's a new Charter of the United Nations for the right of nature.
Your current goal is to produce an open source electric bike kit for Mexico. What will this do?
We changed a little bit the project to make it faster. So we're going to produce a motor. Now the motor is old, so there's no more patent. So we don't need to make it open source. It's already open source. So we're going to produce it. So now we already go to the next step. And then there's one controller, there's one throttle, there's some connectors, and one battery. So we're going to try to weld the batteries, and we're going to produce a motor, and we're going to make a box for the controller and the connectors. Actually, it's not official, but we should buy the controller from Canada. It's very high quality controllers because we want everything done in the American continent. So we want people to go faster and a bit longer than a bike, because they can they can multiply by 2 or 3 they move, and then avoid a car. That's the thing. Don't buy a new car or even electrical car. If you only do short distances, it's better to take e-bike.
We're talking today in honor of Bike to School. Why is it so important for kids to stop being driven to school and start biking?
It's fun. It's going to make kids happy physically and mentally. We have to organize the city that kids can go to school in a safe way. So I saw it in British Columbia. They have really organized a city. So this is called urban planning. They have to organize a city that the kids can go to school without crossing cars. That we have to make very secure, because the parents don't want the kid to be in danger. Yeah, it's a culture. So we have to change the culture to take car, and kids can push forward that to tell to the parents, we love our planet. So they know, the kids, they know that bike is better than car for the planet. I think the kid will love it.
Yeah. This has been a really great talk. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please click the link below to help David produce an open source electric bicycle kit for Mexico. And remember, together kids can save the world. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.